Hi everyone, I'm here this morning to talk about this new moon energy and the solar eclipse that we will be experiencing over the weekend. So a lot of crazy shit is happening. I've been a little quiet, been going through a lot of it, but I was thinking to myself, this is also the time where you need to share those struggles as well as the triumphs that come with doing the work, because otherwise, how do you do it? So, 28th, we have a lunar eclipse, and this weekend we have the solar eclipse. So they're quite close together. You're going to notice a change happening between those two dates for yourself. And so it's important to kind of note down what those are, what your intentions are at this time right now. So with tonight being the new moon, it's going to be really cool. New moon is in Libra. And you're going to be able to set your intentions. Right now is a really good time for new starts. You might be feeling really pushed out of your comfort zone to try different things, or pushed, I know for myself, really pushed into like, okay, well, this is happening, you have to do it, or into a direction where you really are going to see some growth. So if you've been planting desires for the last year or some time, but you haven't really made any commitments to them, this is what's all coming up right now. So, and that's why you might be experiencing that push, because the universe is saying, you've been telling us all along that this is what we want, and you're taking little steps, and then you kind of retreat backwards because you're unsure, you're not trusting the process. So we're going to give you a little push. We're going to make you uncomfortable so that you are able to embrace that change and experience that growth. So it's all going to be okay. So big part is doing the work. And that is a lot of people's hesitation. We all think this is easy. People look at manifestation and they think it's, all roses and lollipops and gumdrops. No, it's really difficult. You really have to be willing to be open and go in and deal with some tough stuff, some trauma. So, especially around the 28th, you're going to feel like a lot of your shadow self, deep traumas, stuff like that are going to be illuminated for you, and that's for you to face, to deal, and to release. Focus on releasing, processing, allow yourself to feel emotions. If you feel sad, or if you're feeling depressed or shame, embarrassment, anything like that, if it comes up, allow yourself to feel it, because that is how we process it and move on. We have to acknowledge the uncomfortable feelings. And it's going to be okay. I do it many times. I'm still working on some things. So part of doing the work is discovering what your core beliefs are and what beliefs of those are limiting. So I would highly recommend doing a core wound meditation. If you don't know what your core wound is, you can do a meditation where that will be revealed to you. Quite often, a lot of people struggle, myself included, with worthiness. So oftentimes when you're meditating, you'll experience something and you just keep asking, what is this? What is this? Why? Till you get down to the core, and at that core is usually your limiting belief. And a lot of it, for example, if you're experiencing kind of a lack of abundance, or you're wondering, why am I always having money troubles? What's going on? A lot of us are sitting in fear and scarcity mindset. Well, why? And usually that links down to, I don't feel worthy of this. I feel shame around this. In the past, I have received money and I have done poorly with it. I have not spent it wisely. So you're shaming yourself for that. And let that shit go. Let it go. We all make mistakes. We're all learning. This is a journey for everyone. So ask yourself why as things come up. Be curious. And you'll get to the root of that cause. And when you get to that, I'm not going to say it's going to be healed overnight, because I am still working on my worthiness core belief, but core wound meditations are a great place to start. And it's something you can do consistently to push past and move through. So you've probably seen me share her on my page. I highly recommend Taylor Schneider, awakenmedium.com. She has an amazing monthly subscription. She has tons of very descriptive meditations, guided meditations, that are going to really help you if you're needing to discover your core wounds and how to process and move on and deal with them. So she talks a lot about, your life being a garden and going in and picking out those weeds of those negative limiting core beliefs and planting your desires. So I highly recommend giving her subscription a try. You won't be disappointed. If you can't afford a subscription right now, check some out on YouTube. I've shared some links in the past as well of guided meditations that help me. And yeah, expect some tears. I definitely did a core wound meditation the other day, and there was a lot of tears, but there was a lot of releasing. I felt so good afterwards. So that is the biggest part in doing the work is figuring out what those core beliefs are. And then as far as your new desires and planting new desires for the new moon, you want to write them all out, almost like a script. And we call that scripting. Who would have thought? And you want to be really descriptive of what your day would look like if you had these things. What would you be doing? And then as you're writing that out, the thoughts are being planted, because the thoughts are important when we're talking law of attraction. You do want to be able to have those easily accessible to you, because when you go on that negative spiral, which we all do when we're doing this kind of work, you're going to be able to flip it quickly, because you'll know those thoughts will already be planted there. But in addition to thoughts, it's very important to also have the feeling of what those things are for you. So you want to write about it, and as you're reading that out and you've got those thoughts planting, you want to really imagine what it would feel like. What would it feel like to be financially free? Well, it would probably feel really easy. Your bills would come and you wouldn't stress. You'd pay them off. Maybe you'd have a little check chart and you'd be so excited to check off that you've paid everything and everything is covered this month. You would be able to say yes to everything that came along. If a birthday came up, you'd be like, great, got a gift, no problem. You also want to kind of adapt to the mindset of somebody who's really good with your money, because you want that money to stay and to continue. So, focusing on the feeling is probably the most important part when we're talking about manifestation. So, welcome new journeys. You might feel a little out of control with the solar eclipse coming up. You might feel really tired, sensitive. Everything's kind of a trigger for you. I know, because I feel it. The last couple days have been really, really rough. You might feel like the familiar is being taken away from you, and that's because that's the universe pushing us out of our comfort zone. And you're feeling pushed at a faster, rapid rate right now. So be open. You're going to move through this. You're going to get through it. It's going to be okay. Just stay open. Really trust that process. And as you're planting your desires, really trust and believe that they have been received, they're being worked on, your order is being delivered, and you can go back to focusing on yourself and your healing and your growth while those desires are coming to fruition. Around the 28th, again, you're going to feel like a lot of traumas are being illuminated. Focus on that release. You're going to have heightened emotions. You're going to see growth in all aspects. The way I kind of described the last couple of days is like a fucking waterfall of everything just like boom, gushing. So embrace that self-discovery, because this is your journey. It's super important. If you are interested in doing some kind of mini guidance sessions with me over this lunar and solar eclipse period right now, please reach out. I'd be willing to help you with anything as far as scripting, manifestation, that sort of thing. Please reach out to me, and I can we can work out kind of a mini session if you want, or if you're interested in booking a full hour guidance session, the link is on my website, and I'd be happy to work with you. I love it. We're all deserving of healing and growth, and we're all worthy. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend.